All right, so when you're budgeting, one of the things that we talked about in the first video was doing your fixed income. So fixed income is easy if you get paid monthly. If you get paid bi-weekly, don't get caught up in the part where you get paid 3 times in a month. That only happens 2 times a year. And so typically what I would do is just take the 2 pay periods and then use the third one as a bonus to pay down debt or to do some extra investing or put away, more into your emergency fund. Maybe put it towards a trip you want to take, something like that. But pay down debt first and so on and so forth. So getting paid bi-weekly, make sure you're only using 2 pay periods. All right, so the next thing you want to think about is your variable income. And variable income is any other income you get that doesn't come in on a regular basis. So depending on what it is, like if you have a part-time job, job you used to occasionally, things like that, or even some government checks like a GST check or something like that, you are not wanting to really count that as your regular income, so it goes into variable income. So when you are doing your fixed expenses, again, this should be pretty easy, like things like rent, your mortgage, things that are the same every month. Some of them may have slight variations, like maybe your power bill, but you want to kind of move those to variable if there's a lot of variation. In that case, if you're going to keep it on fixed, I would take the highest one, and then any extra is going to go into kind of a pool for your emergency fund or any other debts you need to pay down. But typically, again, fixed expenses are going to be the ones that are the same month to month. So variable expenses, a little bit harder because they go through a wide range of things. Basically, you want to include everything you're spending, like going to restaurants. Your grocery bills can be variable, can be fixed if you're depending on how you're setting it up. But typically, for someone like me, variable because I'm going to try different things, and my grocery bill is going to change. Things like cleaning products you may not get every week, and so on and so forth. So on a monthly basis, they may be the same, may be different. So something like that would be variable, and you want to include everything in a month. Now, variable expenses is really important. Try and do at least 3 months, just so you get an idea, and go with the higher one. The reason I say go with a higher variable expense is if you overestimate your expenses, you are still going to be okay, but if you underestimate, then you're going to be short of the cash on a month-to-month basis, right? If you set your budget up based on the lower amount, then on the higher months you're going to be short money to pay that extra amount. So variable expenses, go with the higher one. Try and do at least 3 months just to get an idea of what your highest variable expenses are. And of course, keep in mind times like holiday times or when you're traveling, you're going to have more variable expenses. All right, so with variable income and variable expenses, you'll notice that with income I said estimate low, and with variable expenses I estimate high. And on both those cases, that helps you with your cash flow, so you should end up having more in the end on the times when you either have more income coming in than you plan for or fewer expenses than you plan for. So variable expenses and variable incomes, make sure you are keeping those on the right side so that you're always ending up with more cash flow.